I just spent more than 3 hours identifying a significant traffic drop for a website in the finance space. It's a financial advisor, financial planner, and looking back at the history of the site, it's a website that's existed for about 15 years. So it's got a lot of maturity, a lot of trust, and they went from something like 500 unique keywords that they used to show up for down to something like 20 less. And I looked at the history of the site, and turns out in the last few months, a couple of months ago, they had a new website built. And the previous site that they had, yes, it was old, definitely needed to be rebuilt, wasn't really mobile friendly, mobile optimized, but you know what? It was a pretty professional site. Funny enough, built by the same agency, was it 10 years ago, as the one that built the new one. And it's your typical financial advisory website where you have all the services listed: retirement planning, superannuation, Centrelink, all that kind of stuff. They were all dedicated pages. And each of these pages had dedicated text. You could call it SEO optimized text, essentially service text. Pages that describe what this business does. To my absolute shock, those pages were not rebuilt. Like, what do you mean? So the new site was just a one-pager. They went from having something like 30 or 40 of these services pages, I call them SEO pages, pages that rank for that service-orientated keyword, whether it's superannuation, retirement planning, that kind of stuff, down to one. So from Google's point of view, Google's eye, they look at it as they see your website as trustworthy on all of these topics. They trust that you offer these services because you haven't misled anyone in the last 10 or 15 years that the website has been up. And so somewhere in Google, those pages are showing up. So somewhere in Google, people are potentially clicking to those pages. And not only were those pages not rebuilt, but those pages were not redirected. So any SEO juice flowing to those pages was hitting a dead 404 page. It is not here. That's so bad. That's so bad for the website. I can't express just how bad that is, because Google is always about pleasing the user, creating a good user experience. So if it's going to trust us and list us somewhere on the results, it wants the user to have a good experience. It wants the user to find what they are looking for. And for months, our pages had 404 errors, and slowly but surely, Google was removing those pages from the index, meaning your website was showing up for slowly but surely less and less key terms, whether it be page 10 of Google, page 5, whatever. And the graphic chart is just like a negative ranking boner, like a hockey stick pointing the other direction. On top of that, I see this syndication of duplicate blog content, and it's like a news platform where they simply publish the same news article on whatever the topic is on like hundreds of sites. It's not good. Don't do that, or at least don't index it. If you want to have a news section of the website where you share news like a newsletter, but that piece of content is syndicated across possibly hundreds of other sites, de-index it. So it's there just for the news aspect. If someone wants to read it, it's there, but you don't want Google to show it in the results, because they won't. Basically, the author, the original publisher, will have a higher priority of publishing it, and then Google will simply not show it. And you don't want to give Google that power. You don't want Google to see a page and decide, okay, we're not going to show this for whatever reason. You want to do that first. So then the major thing is the pages didn't get rebuilt. That's crazy. So what we're doing, we went through every single page that used to be there. There's a really cool tool called Wayback Machine. There's a lot of websites that allow you to see the historic URL structure of the site, the historic site, what it looked like and stuff like that. Essentially rebuilding all of the old pages, keeping the URL structure exactly the same. Some of those pages are still 404ing from Google, so they've been a 404 page for the last 4 months, so hopefully they'll just reconnect and the SEO juice will continue to flow through, but I'm not worried. It just means that for 6, 7, 8 months, there's going to be this dark period where Google's going to be retrusting the website. It's, hey, for 3 months we were sending traffic to you and the traffic was hitting a 404. Is not good. So rebuilding those pages, we also took this opportunity to go plan out more service pages. We researched all of the services the client offers. We understood if any of those services get search volume. Retirement planning is an example, or different types of retirement planning, different types of financial advisory, financial planning. So we identified that a whole bunch of new service pages could be built because people are searching for those things. Even if the keyword gets 10 to 20 to 30 hits a month locally, I'll build that page. I'd rather own a small pond and dominate that pond than attempt for a big pond and not get it apply at all. Baby steps, basically. So not only did we rebuild the same pages that the website used to have, but we found an opportunity to build more pages. Blogs, we've got about 100 on the way, 20 are live already. We're talking 20 long form guide-like blogs that answer the question, that have FAQs, that have FAQ schema, that have internal links, that link out to external high authority sites, that internally send the SEO juice to the main service pages. And what that internal SEO juice will do is it will help those pages regain where they were, if not better. In fact, I'll share other stuff later. In fact, these pages will pop into position and higher very quickly.